Hello, everyone at home. Welcome to session three. We're pretty sure of Wretched Country. Tonight's adventure is going to be called Hot Posse. Because I'm an infant. When last we were together,
Say that again. It's going to be called what?
Posse?
Posse, Posse.
But
A
hot
collection,
posse?
right? A collection of law enforcement gathered from civilian sources.
Hot and wet? Or just hot? Hot, wet, dripping,
Humid.
humid, yes.
Moist.
Smelly posse.
Sausage water.
Volunteer. That's the other volunteer posse
Yeah.
is the other thing. When last we were together, you guys had come across some coins, and I think the last thing that occurred was that Mr. Brock had a late night meeting with the leader of our Arrow gang. Who had told him that it might be a good idea to return the coins, or he implied that maybe arson may be in the future, and I think that is where we left off. So he faded into the end of the night, and you guys have the evening to sleep it off. So the next morning, you awaken all in the same, under the same
room.
roof. Yeah.
Oh, okay, roof, not room.
Which holds up despite some of the people that worked on it.
And
oh yes,
to work on it.
Yeah, put in some nails. So
yeah, the household comes to life. Biscuits are made. Your breakfast is getting ready, and Mary and Laura are running around helping with that, and then Mary is going to pull Dr. Reynolds aside at a certain point and say, "Oh, I have something to talk to you about." Well, we're settled in to the house now and underway, and I realized the city is quite enamored of having a doctor on staff. So we were considering the remainder of your contract and whether you wanted to be free of it. But another possibility also came to mind. Laura is excited to learn a profession, and I thought it might be a nice idea if you took her under your wing as an assistant or a nurse, if she wouldn't be underfoot, and maybe see if she has any facility with it.
Oh, that's a lovely idea. Especially because the town, I think it's in dire need of professionals.
Yes, having just spent a few weeks there, they definitely are a scruffy bunch. So between a Turkish bathhouse and a doctor, that would see to most of their needs, I would think. But since all we have is the river, I guess you'll have to do double duty. Well, then let's consider that a done thing. As soon as they get your offices built, then we'll consider you having discharged your obligations with our things.
Well, thank you.
And yeah, she discusses this with Laura almost immediately after, and Laura seems very excited about the prospect. You guys have breakfast, and about midway through your breakfast, a knock comes on the door, and when Painter ambles over to to answer it. It is the marshal, Tom Bear River Smith. Trundles his way inside, looking all very tall and with his huge mustache. Yeah, I've come to make a request. We have heard that John Barr, the man that we believe did the killings out at Rattlesnake Canyon,
Mm-hmm.
we think we may have a lead on where he is. So I'm assembling a posse, and so I was wondering if I could have at least Mr. Davids, the use of Mr. Davids, who's proven himself in a scrap, and I hear that Mr. Brock is also capable. Of course, the rest of you gentlemen are free to join us as well if you feel strongly. And yeah, Chris is like, I need to stay with my family. You know, we've just gotten settled in, but certainly, you know, if the two gentlemen want to go with you, I'll be more than happy to cover their wages for the time it takes.
Will we receive a badge for the job?
You'll be deputized,
Deputized, yeah.
but
No star.
I've got a few back at at my office that I could hand to you if you feel it needful. But
Yeah.
usually in a posse, we're close enough that your job is mainly to grab the quarry and I'll make the official arrest.
Okay.
But if you were hankering to be a deputy, we'll talk about it after the circuit judge dispenses with your current case.
Okay, but okay, I'll do it. I don't know if Brock wants, but
And Dr. Reynolds, since you've actually seen the gentleman, it would be handy to have you on site to verify his identity. I've realized that puts you in a bit of a dangerous position, but I can assure you that the members of the posse will be more than happy to see to your safety.
Well, of course, and also we don't want you to lynch the wrong man. That would be a misfortune.
Oh, no. Well, we're going to do this as legal as we can.
we are going to arrest him. Not
Well,
kill him.
He gives you a look like he's very surprised. I think that anytime anyone dies unnecessarily, that's probably a bad thing from my vantage point. But if he gives us no choice, then he's given us no choice.
Okay.
I'll make sure that should he be found guilty by the circuit judge, you will be front and center to his hanging if you feel strongly about it. I realize that you guys came upon the remains of the victims, so
Yeah.
I could understand some strong feelings in that regard.
Yeah, Cletus and Brunette.
And yeah, Chris is like, well, if you know they feel strongly, you're still pulling them into the posse. But the sheriff kind of demurs at that, like he doesn't want to admit that may be why he wants you at the.
Okay. I'll behave, don't worry.
Well, just see that it gets done, says Chris. So, you know, I've got a interest in families being able to be safe here in these parts, and
Okay.
this man sounds like a very bad character indeed. Well, the sheriff's like, well, or the marshal is like, very well. Meet me back in town. I'm going to round up a few other folks for the posse, and then we're going to head off and see if we can trail this guy down. He's hired a couple of local hands to escort him out with some of his ill-gotten gains, as I understand it. So hopefully we can maintain something of an advantage if they don't know we're on to them. So he excuses himself and rides off.
Okay. And Brock is gone.
Yeah, the cats were mewing in a strange way. Oh, I don't know if he wants to. I think he wants to check on what the
Yeah.
hell they're doing.
And the Crest family is just going about their business like, oh man, you know what is best in life is that no one has threatened to burn down our house and kill us all.
Yet.
And I live so, life is so great not knowing that that's the case.
Well, let us get some bad men behind bars.
Well said.
I'll go and get ready for the.
Okay. Yeah, you just basically get your trail clothes on
Yeah, and a
and your
shotgun.
shotgun.
Yeah, and I'll wait for Brock. The lazy bastard is probably. Oh, yeah, there he is.
I don't want to work. I don't know what what's
I'll
the-
do the work for you. Don't worry.
Okay, I don't know. What's going on?
We're going to arrest someone.
So shoot them, right?
Yeah.
It's a
That's
hot posse.
I feel I feel better like if it's just shoot someone and arresting, it's too much work.
On behalf of the fine people of Abilene, Kansas, I don't want to hear this kind of talk. We have a good town here. And I mean, sure, it's full of, owl hoots and rapscallions, but, we do what we can.
Shooting
So you
people.
guys gather yourselves up, get to town.
Yep.
When you do, you see that there's the sheriff's got two other people with him.
So
And
it's the sheriff, the marshal, and two other.
Oh, sorry. It is the marshal. I keep calling him the sheriff now too. That's
Okay.
It's just
okay.
the marshal. Yeah.
My fault. My fault. Okay.
So
Marshal.
yeah, the posse
The
has the
sheriff
marshal.
identifies as the marshal, or is the marshal but identifies as the
As
sheriff?
Yeah, the marshal is the chief. The chief law enforcer of the town. So and he is Tom Smith.
Oh, the
called Bear
Marshal.
River Smith. Yeah.
Okay, Tom Smith.
Who was a real dude who in a year's time was going to be a very untimely end. So look him up on Wikipedia, people.
So important thing, I think I'm going to be shocking and I'm going to wear some pants because riding with a skirt is not very comfortable.
Okay. That probably will be somewhat shocking, but it's also practical. So these folks aren't gonna.
Oh, you could ride the horse lady like with two.
They're
with
not
the two
gonna
legs,
faint.
with
Right.
the two legs for the
Right.
same side.
Sit
Yeah.
inside saddle
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
they call it.
Drinking tea.
All right. Now, the two other people that are with the marshal are Pete Pugh, who you already know,
Yeah. Yes.
and a man named Randall Cork.
Randall.
Randall Cork,
Okay.
like on a wine bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And he is, they're both apparently cowhands. Pugh has been around the city for a while. He works in and around the stockyards. No one's really quite sure what he does. And Cork is a veteran and a guy that worked a guy that works the trail. And when he heard about it, he inquired with the marshal about the potential of a posse being assembled. So he got the nod. You gather that the marshal doesn't really know any of you all that well. They're just people that are tied to the incident or who expressed some sort of interest in it. So when he needed to assemble a crew, he looked at people who were good with a gun, who would have something to say about the matter. When he gets you assembled, he says that, you know, Bob Barr, Bob Barr, he's a politician. John
Okay.
Barr has hired 3 men to get him out of town, and they were overheard talking at the general store as they were supplying up, mentioned his name, and they headed out, and they've got maybe a 4-hour lead
Mhm.
heading west of here. So we're
Let's
going to try to
them.
track them,
Mhm.
beat them to the punch if we can, and see what we can do about apprehending them. I don't have any reason to suspect that the other gentlemen know necessarily who they're protecting. So there's no particular warrant to arrest them, but if they become violent or resist or whatnot, you're under no obligations to
And
cut them
accidents
any.
happened.
Again, he pulls up short, but hopefully not. But don't allow yourself to be assaulted in carrying out your duties.
Oh, I don't know if I have, but if I don't have, I'll go and fetch real quick a pair of binoculars.
I would doubt that you do. You could have maybe a spyglass.
Okay, or a spyglass. Yes.
Roll me an acquisition roll real quick, just to,
Okay.
and then I'm okay with you adding your outdoorsman or your survival skill.
13.
Okay. Yeah, you probably have a spyglass more than a binoculars. I don't.
Yeah, spyglass. Okay, just to spyglass.
By that time, they probably would have had opera glasses. So the idea is probably not, is not unheard of, but
not those ones on them.
But not common, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So let's go. Let's get going.
All right, you head out west. Who wants to do the tracking? Do either of you want to track, or
it's with survival, or there is a tracking skill?
No, it's survival.
Survival. Okay, I can do that. If you survival is based on wits or brains.
Wits for tracking, I would think.
Okay.
Because you're looking for.
Yeah, I can try do that. So I have a plus one. Yes, +1. 14.
Okay. The easiest thing you can use is that you do see the slowly dissipating, drifting black plume of a campfire, and you kind of figure, you know, the wind seems to be, this strong. So yeah, you sort of guesstimate where you think it originated back when they were, using it earlier this morning, and you kind of head in that direction. And sure enough, within about mid-morning, you're starting to see actual signs of horses, traveling, and then you begin tracking in earnest. They probably don't have much more than a couple of hours head start on you, since they did bed down apparently for the night. But you don't think they're moving at too huge a clip right now, just from the distance of the horse hooves from each other. You think they're taking it kind of slowish.
Okay. So could we just get going a little faster, just to try to get them?
Yeah. You let the folks know, and they will do so. Increase their pace. While that is going on, Mr. Pugh is going to pull up next to the doctor. Now, doctor, why do we find you amongst this illustrious gang?
Oh, we are looking for, I've seen the man that we are looking for.
If we're going to apprehend him,
Identify him.
why bring you along?
Well, you don't want to apprehend the wrong man. That will be a waste of time.
He nods at that.
Why you think I'm not up to
Mhm.
the challenge?
Well, I got to admit, I never really asked myself the question whether you were or not. I assume that you, as a doctor, would stay clear of any fray. I just, I regard it as my duty to keep you safe, is all. Since you're
Well,
a
thank
woman
you.
in a man's conflict.
I hope everybody will think the same. I'm sure I'll be safe in the
And
present.
it will be nice if one of us gets plugged, that you could
Exactly.
stitch us up.
Exactly. There's that.
He nods at that and gives you your space since since it's clear you're not warming to him.
Hmm.
You guys go for another couple of hours, and yeah, now you're starting to see signs that they're quickening their pace. You guys haven't been particularly loud, so you don't think that you gave away your position.
Do I see some kind of dust rising from the horse passage?
No, but it's moist. It's moist ground right now. So
Mm.
if they get to a dusty area or where it's
Now,
dried out, you could
now it's plains or hills, this terrain.
yeah, it's plains with periodic trees here and there,
Okay,
but yeah,
so
mostly kind of dry
okay, so
grass and wheat.
okay, so it's plains. I'll try to use the spyglass to see if I can spot them.
Okay, you stop and kind of get when you get to a hill or whatnot.
Mhm.
Roll me,
Yes.
search.
Search. Okay.
Oh,
So plus 2, 16.
16.
Yeah.
You don't see them, but yeah, you do see patterns of tree motions and things like that you
Mm-hmm.
suspect are them, their horses rubbing up against things and whatnot. And yeah, you sort of see where you think they're headed, and it looks like they're headed to kind of the a valley of two large hills convening into a valley between them, and you think
Oh,
they're headed into there.
it's like a canyon, right?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
sort,
as
yes.
deep as that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. But it's that shape, Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I'll convey that message to the posse.
In the 1670s, Charles II.
What? What
Something
was?
popped up here.
Okay. I'll pass the message. I'll convey the message to the rest of the gang.
Okay.
If we could try to ambush them in that area. If we go up, probably we'll have some advantage over them. Ambush.
Okay. Yeah. They nod at that and agree that getting a jump on them would be a good thing.
I don't know if they are close. We can do that, but if they have a good lead over us, I don't know if it's possible for us to go up and then try to ambush.
You think your best chance would be is if they stop for a meal break, or if they
Okay.
stop, like if someone needs to take a trail break or something. If you
Okay.
push yourselves, then yeah, you can make up that gap. Also, their pace is again not like they think they're being pursued yet. So
Mhm.
the fact that you guys are pushing a little harder is closing the gap.
Okay.
So about 30 minutes into this, you guys are getting into more dense woods, and at that point, roll me a search roll,
Who?
all of you.
Okay.
Whoever is lowest.
I rolled a 16.
It might be the
I
marshal.
rolled a 5.
Okay, it's not the marshal.
Oh, 19 for me.
Okay, so 5 is Brock. Okay, as you're riding along, you come around a tree, and right in front of you, you see 2 bear cubs, playing, and you're like feet away from them, and then you hear the growl from the other side.
Yeah, mother.
And Mama Grizzly comes barreling over to where you are.
I'll sign for the rest to back, but not run away, just back.
What's your defense, Brock?
I have animal handling. Does it help? No, I don't have. Forget. I don't have. I don't have.
I was about to say, if you hog tie it and then begin to train it over the course of
No, I have plus
animal
one
handling is very good for running your horse. Yeah.
Yeah. Forget.
You asked my defense, right?
Yes.
10.
Okay. So she takes a swipe at you, and it's 1d plus 1 slashing. 1d. I'm guessing that's a 1d6.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the beastry. Yeah. All right. So 4 points of damage as she slashes at you.
I start running away and screaming.
Don't run.
Yeah, that's not a bad.
Oh look,
not
Brock.
a bad reaction.
Oh look, Brock can run.
All right, so let's roll some initiative here, and
Okay.
2 NPCs will go at the same time, which isn't great.
I'm
for
wondering
them.
how I would feel about the bear. At least it's not a man.
That's a good question. I had not considered that.
No.
I mean,
Okay,
you have a one-time option. You have a one-time
option.
option to run off with the bear
Yeah.
instead of these vile men.
Yes.
All right. So what's
I have a 4.
a 4? Okay.
A 6 for me.
Okay.
5.
Okay. All of you guys will be going before the NPCs and the bear because I rolled a whole bunch of 1s. So, well, the marshal goes a little faster than a 1. But, so yeah, go ahead. And yeah, since you guys are beating the NPCs, go in any order you're ready to. So.
Oh, I don't want to shoot the bear because of the well at this stage they all made noise, so fuck it. I'll shoot the bear. Hello?
Okay. Roll me. And you are rolling against defense 15.
Okay, so this is agility, right?
Yep.
+1, small arms +1, and I don't have any other bonus, so it's a +2. Yeah. 15.
Yep.
Okay. The damage for the shotgun is d6 plus something, right?
I think it's 2d6, right? We looked it up a million years ago. So
yeah, tell me that so I'll just write it down so I don't have to ask each time. I'll shoot the damage.
But shotgun is 2d6.
Okay, I'll write it down. 2d6. Okay, right, done. So 9.
Okay, boom. Yeah, that's pretty good tear into it. Yeah, it takes that shot, and yeah, you hear it kind of give kind of a loud growl, and yeah, now it's interested in more than just Brock. Like it, is seeing all of you as a threat. So next up, Brock, you are pulling away, but are you also going to shoot?
Well, the bear want to go revenant on Brock.
I just want to run away, nothing else.
Okay, right. You let's see. Yeah, you run in a more or less random direction, which away from the bear, right?
Yes.
Okay, Dr. Reynolds.
I'm gonna run away from the bear also, obviously.
Okay,
Oh,
in
I
the
thought
same
you-
direction, or are you also going to go in a random direction?
In the safe direction.
Okay. Well, away is going to be safer, Brian.
Yeah.
All right. So the marshal takes a shot to no particular avail, and Pete takes Pete takes a shot with his pistol, and yeah, clips her as well. And yeah, she gives out yet another pained growl and is now trying to put herself between you guys and her cubs. She's bleeding pretty badly, which, yes, also means she should make a morale roll, which she passes. Yeah, she's like, yeah, you darn humans. Crowding up the woods, trying to decide if you want to be with us or men. And the bear is now going to. All right, so Brock and Reynolds are headed away. So let's see. She is going to go for Pew. She lunges for Pew, and yeah, he basically has pretty good control of his horse. So as soon as she starts lunging that way, he kind of rears the horse, and it dances on 2 legs back. Even the horses know not to be close to this bear instinctually. So really, you're just trying to keep them. You're trying to keep them from bolting. And still under control. And yeah, his horse is apparently very disciplined. So we're back to the top.
Okay.
Mr. Davids, have at thee.
I'll shoot again.
Okay.
Try to finish. So she's in pretty bad shape, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want her to just finish the job. Natural 20.
Yeah, that will be the 15.
Okay.
So yeah, roll.
First it's the location, right? Or the
whether it's crit or not.
I don't know how crits work.
Yeah. Just roll location and then.
Yeah.
So it's a D20, right?
Yeah. Let me. If you
26.
don't have the you don't have the chart up, I'll get it.
Okay, so I rolled the 2 in the location. Oh, okay. 2 on. The hit locations are for people, but I guess for a bear it's stuff. So a 2 is the left leg. Although this is a shotgun, you're not aiming for No, I'm not
going to
aiming.
hit his pinky. Yeah. So yeah, roll me the crit roll. Let me get to the random crit table. All right, so firearm roll 2d6.
Total 9 total.
9 total. All right. Abdomen wound roll 1d6. 1 to 2, no internal damage. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So
when
yeah, roll me
this-
another D6. Yeah.
Okay. 4.
4 ruptured internal organs, triple natural healing time, -2 to all actions. Okay, yeah. So that's for her. And yeah, what's the damage? So 2d6 for your damage. Yeah.
Okay. 9.
9. Well, that's what it takes. Yeah. With that, you basically clip her really well, and yeah, you kind of see an explosion of your
Yes.
shotgun going off,
Yeah.
and yeah, like now she's got like guts hanging out, and yeah, she kind of slumps down, and you see her kind of paw in the direction of her kids and make one last roar, and they're kind of seeing that and begin ambling off. Kind of a sad, kind of at this sad little lope of young animals trying to get away from the loud noises and obviously they hurt mama.
No.
So they
So
go,
I'll-
they go chasing
Yeah.
off.
Yes, I'll scare them off, and I'll turn to the marshal and say, "Well, good job, sir. Now they heard us."
Okay, I will run back to them once if I hear
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Once you hear the pathos and the music, the score, and once you hear it die down, and David screaming loudly, well, now they've heard us. They know that we're at these coordinates.
Yes, right here.
The marshal's like, well, there's nothing to be done about that. I mean, as I say, we're under no obligation to allow ourselves to be harmed.
Well, I'll try to see if they. Okay, I'll go to. I'll try to see if they notice us.
You go back up. Again, once you acquire a heal.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me another search and give yourself +1.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, you get the indication, that probably those noises carried a bit, because you can kind of hear. You don't think any of the yelling or growling or any of that carried, but the
shotgun.
two shotguns,
Yeah.
2 shotguns and 2 pistols going off, would have been an indication.
It seems they are running away, or they're going to investigate the sound.
No, they are fleeing.
Okay.
And at a bit more of a clip now. Just you think they're trying to reach a particular point, maybe because they're not full on sprinting, right? They're not at full gallop, but they have increased their pace, which tells you that they probably got a location in mind.
Okay, so I'll tell the rest of the group, well, just hurry up. Now we have to catch them.
Okay.
They know we are here.
All right, roll me some animal handling.
That I have. That I can do for this. So that's it. That's with what? With wits or brains or magnetism or what?
I would let you argue that it could be magnetism, because it is your bond with the horse and how much the horse and you kind of jive with each other. So yeah, if you'll roll me one as well, Dr. Reynolds, no, I'll roll one for Brock.
Okay.
Do you have the skill?
Yes, I have 17 for me.
Okay, Brock rolls a 19 since I'm rolling for him, so he'll be okay. He's probably just fleeing in that direction already, just instinctually. And Dr. Reynolds, how'd you do on your animal handling?
12. Can I add my brains?
Yeah, or your magnetism.
It's the same. 13.
Okay. Okay, yeah. For the most part, everybody keeps a good gallop going. The only person that kind of lags back a little bit is Cork, who is not as adept with his horse. Pugh's horse and him, they kind of leap out in front. He spends some time even scouting ahead of you and running pretty well. So periodically he'll come back and say, we've got to go a little further left, or there's a creek here, but there's a passage, yeah, he's really good with his horse, apparently.
So let's follow.
All right. Yep. So by the end of the day, you see a column of smoke rise from where you think they built a campfire. But roll me a survival roll.
Survival. Okay. Plus 15.
15? Okay. Yeah, you look at the smoke and it doesn't look right to you. It doesn't look like it's firewood that they're burning. You think they piled up some leaves and things like that. You think that they may have set some sort of fire to distract you or to pull you in a certain direction. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trap. I'll try to, with the spyglass, to see if I can see a little higher of the fireplace, if I can see someone hiding.
Yeah, now to do that, you'll have to go up on one of the two hills because you're almost in the valley at this point.
Okay,
so you can do that, or you can just be tracking based on hoof prints and such. Which would you rather?
I'll try to go up the hill.
Okay, on foot or horse?
On foot, stealthily.
Okay, roll me the stealth or the sneak.
13.
Okay. Yeah, you get up the side of the hill and look around, and what you see is that there is a fire burning, but what they've done is they've just set fire to a sapling. And you can see it burning, and because it's still kind of soggy and wet and new wood, it's not burning the same. So you're like, aha, there we go. And then you look kind of to the other side of the valley on a lark, like trying to imagine what they would be distracting you from. And you see that the other hill has what looks like maybe an old abandoned mine, or maybe like a cave network or something. You can't tell from this distance whether it's a dugout section or if it's natural. But there are holes on one side of that hill.
Yeah, somewhere for them to hide. Okay, so I'll turn back, try and go join the rest of the group and say that to them. What they think probably it's best for us to go to the caves real quietly and try to sneak inside and ambush them, or what do you think?
The marshal's like, yeah, is there? And now there's a couple of caves. So, do you want to split up, or do you want us to go together and take them one at a time? What do you gentlemen think?
Well, if we split up, we can cover more ground. So.
Let's do what you never should do. Split the party.
Split the party, right.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to split the party into completely killable NPCs and PCs, or are you going to?
Well, I want to go with Davis because he kills people, so. Or with Pete.
You're with Pete? Okay. Yeah, so there's we'll just call them left tunnel, right tunnel. Left tunnel is a little higher than right tunnel. So which is your preference?
I'll go left tunnel.
Okay.
I'll go with David's. We're probably going to kill everybody, so it's
Okay, and then Pete and Dr. Reynolds are going to the right. Is that
Yeah, we can go to the right.
okay? So let's see. Does the marshal go with the doctor, or does the marshal go with the man? Marshall will go with the doctor because yeah, he wants to keep her safe, and so you guys get Court with you, who is the trail hand guy. So let's see who we're gonna follow first. All right, Doctor, you and the marshal and Pew are coming up on this tunnel, and the marshal, before you get within, too close a distance, he whispers to you if you want to stay back or not.
That's was to me.
Yeah, like if you want to stay
Yeah, I'm
back.
going to go back,
or-
but I'm also going to go. I'm not going to stay here by myself.
Okay. Yeah, he realizes that there's some danger in being abandoned out here too, and so you're gonna stay like at the edge of the tunnel and let them go
Well,
in.
I'm going to keep the torch for them also. So I'll stay back
Oh,
there.
okay. So you're gonna be the lantern bearer.
Yeah.
All right. And they're like, man, we can't see anything until someone gets in there. So they push you to go first so you can light the place up. So I sure hope there aren't any snipers in there. No, yeah, the three of you go in, and yeah, you basically are backlighting them, which is always great if you're going into a dark cave, and so that there's a halo around you. And so yeah, let me look real quick to see what the advantage for fairy fire is in D&D. Yeah, and you guys get in, you get it down your tunnel, and it is a cave. It looks like there have been some people here, maybe camping at some point a long time back, and there is some mining equipment like picks and things like that that are just sort of haphazardly stored here. But this ravine or cave doesn't go too far back. It gets to a point where basically you see a crack and you can hear and feel wind coming from the crack, and you can hear water trickling, but this is as far as it goes in this direction. So
there's boxes and stuff there. Can I search to see if there's anything interesting?
Oh, in the stuff that's stored there?
Yeah. Try to figure out who is using it and all that.
Okay.
I rolled a 12, so I think it's a 14.
Okay. Yeah, it's picks and there's small hammers and chisels and things. You see a box here too that's got a bunch of scraps of coal and whatnot. So you think that maybe this was an attempt at working a coal seam at some point, and that either this side didn't bear out or that the other did more, but it's also not an active mine, or there'd be more people here. But yeah, you think this equipment probably hasn't been, used in months, if not more than a year, because yeah, it's just sort of, the weather has taken its toll on some of the pieces. There's rust and whatnot.
So it doesn't seem that anybody has been here for a while.
Yeah. Between the three of you, yeah, you work out that maybe several months to a year that since someone put this stuff here.
So I picked the right cave.
No, well, depending on how you feel. All right. So the other two, you guys in Court go in. So what's your marching order and
Okay,
and
I'll
such?
I'll go in the front,
Okay.
and I'll just get a stone and hide and throw the stone inside to see if there's any reaction to the noise.
Gotcha. And yeah, you're outdoorsman enough to know that, yeah, what you want to do is close your eyes for a little bit and sort of
Yeah,
get a chance for
adjust
your
adjust to the
night vision.
darkness.
Yeah. And yeah, once you're ready to go in, you toss your rock. Roll me. Oh, that's a good. Do you have deceit or something similar? I'm gonna guess not, or you'd be pitching it. But
I'm not trying to hit anyone, so
yeah, just roll me a d20 plus your wits.
my wits. Okay.
Yep.
18.
Okay. Yeah, you toss the rock, and yeah, sure enough, you hear a shuffle of someone, responding to it, but you don't, no shots,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Okay.
voices or anything.
But the noise, it's deep inside or close to us?
Yeah, you kind of skip it. Yeah, and you hear it kind of, it go tumble, 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 and it probably goes in, 10,
20
20 yards. And
Okay.
then, yeah, you hear someone who's probably just a few yards away from the entrance scuffle to another location, you think.
Okay, so I'll sign to is Brock with me and who's the other guy?
The other guy is Cork.
Oh, Cork. Okay, so I'll motion to them for us to flank. Well, I'll go through the left and they'll go through the right. Try to flank the
Okay,
guy.
hugging the edges, you mean?
Yeah.
All right. Do you want Cork to go first, Brock, or do you want?
It's better for him to go first.
Okay, I'll go first.
You're all right. All right, yeah, you guys get in and go forward a little bit, and sure enough, once you get in and your eyes are better adjusted, you can see that there is a lantern. You think further down, and you do see just a hint of a silhouette. Since you're hugging the edges, they don't have any particular advantage in seeing you either. So yeah, you think that there's a little bit of cat and mouse going on here, but yeah, you can hear this, the boots on the rough surface just stop dead once he hears something similar. And yeah, you know that there's at least one guy out there.
Okay, so I have more or less the location of this guy. Is he hiding behind the rock, probably, right?
There might be
it's
some
a turn.
outcropping. Yeah, there might be some outcroppings here. You don't think there's a turn because you can see at least enough light to note there's a lantern deeper in. So you don't think it turns significantly. Otherwise, you would only see just the edge of, a liminal light.
Okay. So I'll tell them cover me and I'll start running towards the guy.
Okay. So when you say
Like in the movie,
right?
like in the movies. Cover me.
Okay. Yeah.
And they do nothing. They just stare at each other.
No. Court is like, come out. It's a posse. We won't bar. None of the rest of you will be hurt. And between him yelling, you think that draws the guy's attention, and so roll me a
athletics. No.
Yeah, and give yourself a -2 because you're only sort of aware of where you're going here.
Yeah, more or less. So that's with the agility or wits or what?
Agility, yeah.
Okay, so a +1 straight. Dirty 20. 19 + 1.
Nice. Okay, yeah. So you go barreling into the dude. Roll me a d4.
D4.
Yep. And I'm assuming you're barreling into him with the intent of knocking him over.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
A muscle 15 is a +1.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it's a 4 total.
Okay, yeah. You hear a grunt, and yeah, you basically check into the guy, and you hear him knock against the wall. You know, as you push him, and yeah, you hear the clatter of something metal hitting the ground, and you
Mhm.
hear him, say like shit. Yeah.
And I'll just push the barrel of the shotgun in his stomach and say, "Shut up."
Okay, you hear nothing as instructed. Yeah, you push it in, and yeah, like he doesn't rush down to grab it or anything.
And I'll tell the other guys, "Okay, come now, quick."
Cork comes up to back you up, and yeah, now he's got the lantern,
And do
and he turns it up a little,
Mhm.
opens it up a little bit, and yeah, you see that this is this is a cow hand.
Okay.
But it doesn't look like the guy that the doctor described.
Okay.
Um,
So
and yeah, he's got an empty holster, and you suspect that what you heard clatter was pistol on the ground.
okay, so I'll ask Cork, do you have handcuffs or something to hold him? Or
Yeah, yeah. He takes out a little bit of short rope, uh, um, which you think is probably his something he's uses in
Okay,
cattle
okay,
wrangling. And yeah,
okay.
he basically ties a very complicated knot around this guy's hands, and then puts him down on his knees. He's like,
And I'll take
cross your ankles or I'll shoot you.
and I'll keep the pistol that he
Okay,
that-
yeah, you look for it, and yeah, it's pretty decent Colt pistol.
yeah, but I'll put it in my in my pocket, but I'm not going to use
Okay,
it.
you put it in your waistband like a gangster,
Yeah.
and then it goes off, and you're like, no.
And shoot my dick. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that.
Yeah.
I
I
hope
think I think that's a trend, right, on TikTok or something like that.
it's a joke, but I've seen videos of
Yes,
actual
yeah,
gangbangers that
yeah,
legitimately do that,
yeah,
and I'm like, I
yes.
don't know what in the world you're thinking.
Do they think that that thing doesn't go off or something like that? I don't know.
Well, everyone thinks the safety's on.
And real ammo.
Okay, so what's your defense,
My
Mr. Davis? Yeah.
11.
Okay. You
Mhm.
feel something stab into you.
What the fuck? From where?
Like something clips into your left side. You take 3 points of damage,
3? Oh, the fuck?
but at
Do I
least
see?
you're not bear mauled.
Do I see something?
No, well, yeah, I mean it comes from the dark, but yeah, when you feel over to that section, you've got a legitimate arrow sticking into you.
Oh God, they got Indians. Can I take the arrow off, or I'll hurt myself more?
Yeah, I mean it's not a broadhead, but yeah, there is some danger to just yanking it out, but
Okay, I'll leave it there. I'll just break the rest of the.
break the
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That also requires a lot of leverage, and so yeah,
Okay.
life is tough when you've been shot with an arrow. Is what we're trying to say.
Okay, I'll leave it there. I don't break it. I'll leave it there. Okay, as it
Okay.
is. Okay.
And at that point, we will head back over to Dr. Reynolds and crew. You guys have looked around a little bit and decided that maybe the other tunnel is the one they're using.
Mhm.
So the marshal's like, unless there's any reason not to, I suggest we back up our other group.
Yeah, let's go.
And so yeah, you guys will come in. You guys will come in a round later than this, but well, depending on what you guys do. But yeah, you've got an arrow in you. Roll me a toughness roll.
Avoidance?
Just an avoidance check. Yeah.
Toughness. Okay. So 12 or less. 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Made
So
it.
when you get hit, you basically know that like sound is something you don't want to do a lot of here. So yeah, you kind of like
okay.
you hold it in. You
Yeah.
hold it in and don't
Man up,
scream.
man up. You're not going to cry.
You tense up so much the arrow pops out.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, you
Faz
manage not
merda.
to give away your position, but yeah, you do know that there's somebody at least firing test arrows in that direction.
Okay, from where I got shot, can I guesstimate the general location?
Yes, the miracle of the arrow is that it almost certainly leads you back to who shot it, right?
Yeah.
Aim for where the feathers are pointing. Do you want to take a pot shot, or you want to move in that direction?
Yes. So I have a shotgun. Theoretically, one bug shot will hit the target, so I'll shoot in that direction.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to agility, so +1, small arms +1. So +2. It's minus. Okay, I don't know. I'll just shoot.
Yeah, I'll take the penalty and put it on their defense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So 18, and you can remove.
Oh, that's still pretty good. So 18.
Yeah, minus
all
whatever.
right, yeah. Roll me your 2d6, but take 4 off of it.
Okay. Take 4 of 2d6.
Right, and if that makes a negative, you will in fact heal the person.
Yeah. So it's the total 7, so 3.
Okay, yeah. So you shoot off just a random blast, and then take a few steps so that you're not where the muzzle was, and yeah, you hear someone catch a pellet or two, and yeah, you hear like son of a bitch.
So I'll signal to them to that direction. There's another one.
Guys, deeper in the cave, so Braca, are you going to do anything in this time? I don't want to pass you over here. Poor Cork is just trying to figure out what's going on, and manhandling the guy that you do have.
Is there any chance of shooting something?
Yeah. You've got a general idea, and you just saw David's pop off a shot in a particular direction.
Okay, so I'll try to shoot in the same direction.
Okie doke.
What happens? Let me check my skill. Okay. $19.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, roll me some damage and take 2 off of it.
4 damage.
Okay. Yeah. Same. He's like son of a, and then yeah, he doesn't even get to finish because yeah, then he gets shot again, or grazed or something because yeah, he makes another kind of sound, and yeah, you hear him scramble a little bit to not be where he yelled. You do see though that he moves from the left hand side to the right hand side of the tunnel because he crosses the dim light that you can see further along.
Okay.
So you do see a silhouette of at least him crossing to the right hand side.
He hit
and then
me.
yeah, then you hear the other 3 coming up the tunnel from behind you.
He hit me on my left side or right side?
He hit you on your left side.
Left side.
Yeah, you were coming up the left tunnel, and
Okay.
then you went right to talk to the dude. So yeah, if you were
Okay.
looking at the right hand side, he would have hit you in the left.
And he hit me on the torso?
Yeah,
Okay.
like about midway down, maybe.
Okay, so I'll Okay, let's get him. I'll turn to Brock and say, let's get him, and I'll start running towards the where I saw him.
Okay. All right, Doc, you come up on these guys. Basically, you see that Davis has got an arrow in him. Brock has been, scratched by a bear, and then there's this guy down on the ground that Cork is holding a gun on and has tied up.
Do I recognize him?
No, he's just a cowhand.
Okay, so he's not the
Well,
guy.
you have been. Yeah. Roll me a brains check just to see if maybe this is somebody you've met.
14 with a 1 is 15.
Okay. Yeah. This guy is Skip Runyon. You just know that because he came in. He was one of the people that you were talking to when you were, running down people to see who had thumbs and who didn't. He's just a cowhand that, by all reports, is a decent guy with a gun, or so you hear. But
so he's not.
Here he is without a gun. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell him. Well, that's not the guy.
The marshal nods and says, "If you're not here when we get back, we know your name." Or do you tell him you know his name?
Yes, I'll tell him.
Yeah, he says, "Yeah, if you're not here when we get back, we know your name. We'll come for you." And the kid's like, "Don't worry, Marshal. I'm not going anywhere. I don't want no trouble."
Sure.
But that guy with the arrows, that guy wants some trouble.
I'm looking at David. I think you need help, but.
Yeah, you go after him. Now he's trying to get Brock to run down the tunnel and shoot some people. And I don't think he's waiting to see if Brock comes with him, right?
I'll go.
Or are you going to be timid about it? You'll be like, "Come on, Brock, let's go, man. Come on. Don't be like that." All right, so you guys go deeper in, and at this point you can see that there's a little lantern set up, and you look like that it's set next to what will eventually be a fire, and there is a little a hole in here that's been worked, and you see a little shaft of sunlight coming down through it as well, so you could see that there's a decent area around here, but also that they spread out from here once there was noise going on. So this is where you think they were going to try to make camp for the night.
Mm-hmm.
But now
they're not here, right?
Not at the present, but they left their lantern here, so you don't think they've gone too far.
Okay, so there is only one exit.
As far as you know, there's just the tunnel behind you. It's possible the tunnel goes deeper somewhere, and nobody told you what came of the other one, so it could loop around.
Do I see any?
But you do also hear. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No. As we hit him, do I see any trail of blood? Because he's injured.
In this spot, maybe you can roll for that. But what you do definitely hear is deeper in. You can hear the running of some water.
So there's a river.
There's some sort of stream or spring. Yeah.
Okay, I'll stay. Okay, let's chase. I'll pick up the lantern and I'll continue.
Okay, you pick up their lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. And your defense again?
11.
Okay.
Oh Jesus! God damn it! Stupid! Stupid! Okay.
You get another arrow and 2 points of damage.
And where it comes from?
It comes from the darkness where the lantern wasn't. No, but no, it's coming from deeper in from your vantage point and a little to the left. So
Okay, in that case, I'll throw the lantern. So my purpose is
gotcha.
to break the lantern and spill the oil and try to catch something on fire.
Gotcha. All right, yeah, roll me your throw just for
That's with agility, right?
yeah, or
strength.
strength if you're throwing
Okay.
it for distance.
Oh, it's
yeah.
okay. It's the same thing. So
Okay.
I'm just trying to hit. If not a guy, a wall or something like that, just to start a fire.
Gotcha.
My total is 18.
Okay. Just yeah, he's not a lucky guy. You toss the lantern, hard as you can, and with the intent to break it, and sure enough, it hits the side of the cave, and lantern oil goes flying, and yeah, the whole thing kind of catches, and little sparks of it fall onto this guy that's holding the bow. And yeah, no, a little bit of it catches on him, but what it more importantly does is it sort of forms a corona around the guy,
Okay.
that marks out
Excellent.
exactly where he's standing at the moment. Yeah.
I'll turn to Brock. Shoot him! Shoot the bastard!
Okay. I'll do that. Will I roll?
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled a 11.
I'll give you a +2 for the fire being on. So yeah, you will hit.
3 damage.
3 damage. Okay, yeah. So you plunk one into him, and yeah, you see him between that and and having the fire on him. Yeah, he's now kind of stamping and slapping at his buckskins to kind of put out any lingering lamp fire. Now, also now in that section, there's enough light that you see him and another guy there. The other guy is crouched down and looks like maybe he has a rifle,
Oh fuck!
but he is not. Yeah, he's not taking a shot as of yet. Although, Doctor, what you doing before?
Well, I'm worried about taking care of Davy's leg, but if there's a fight, I'll just try to get out of the way of the fire.
Okay. Well, the fire is deeper in. They sort of ran forward and are in a scrap. But yeah, you do see that they've thrown the lantern and other goings on. So are you getting closer to that, or are you just going
Yeah, I'm
to
going to
keep your
get a little
distance
bit
for now?
closer just to peek what the hell is going on. They
Okay.
get themselves killed.
Pete will go up with you, as will the marshal. Cork, for whatever reason, is still staying with his prisoner. The marshal tries to take a shot and misses, and Pete lines up a shot and yeah, pops the guy that the fire's on. Okay. So yeah, he takes another shot. Yeah, this poor guy is like trying to put out fire, and then takes two additional shots, and yeah, he's sort of staggering around. And yeah, his morale breaks, and yeah, he puts his hands up and is like, I'm out, and throws down his bow.
Okay, we just what's his name? The guy we are after?
Bar.
Bar. We just want Bar.
He's deep, and he gets about that far into saying it when the rifleman pulls off a shot, and yeah, the bow guy is done for at that point. Like he starts explaining more, and yeah, the rifleman just puts him down.
Okay, I'll just hide or crouch behind the rock,
Okay.
and I'll look at them. How do you want to do this?
And the Marshal and Pete are moving up at this point too. And you're talking to Brock, right?
Yeah, I'll. Okay, we know more or less the distance from us to him, right?
Yeah, you think the distance between you and the rifleman is maybe about 4 or 5 yards at the most.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so
Uh,
it's within rushing.
I'll ask Brock. Will I run or you run to him? Me or you?
Hell, I will.
Yeah,
You'll go?
well, you got an arrow in your leg, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll do some cover fire for Brock. I'll just shoot 2 times the shotgun just for him to duck while Brock.
Oh, gotcha. All right, so suppressive fire.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Yep, that pulls his attention. So, yep, Brock, you step forward, and yeah, sure enough, there's a guy. You know, he just has worked. Worked the slide on his gun and is pointing. Trying to find where that muzzle flash went off at. So he's aiming a little high since David is shooting upwards, and yeah, you've got a beat on him. Should you wish to take it?
Do you want me to roll something?
Yeah, or if you're shooting at him, yeah.
Okay, so just shoot.
After all, he was trying to kill you.
or yeah, I mean, you could negotiate.
No, I
listen,
thought I had to
listen,
roll.
listen here, buddy.
I rolled a 7.
Okay. Yeah, in the dark, yeah, you take a shot at him, but yeah, it's kind of disorienting, and with the flickering light, you think it just wasn't your day for it. He turns in your direction. What's your defense?
10.
10. Oh. 1 moment. Okay. Yeah, you take 5 damage, and you are shot in the arm. You hear the bone break. So you're at a -2 penalty until you get first aid or medicine roll.
Did you get him, Brock?
And it is your left arm.
Okay, so I need to go into the cave and drag them out with Pete and the Marshal to get them out and to inhale them.
Okay. So yeah, you if you go forward, Pete is going forward with you. So.
So yeah, let's go.
Okay. Next, when I got the chance, I'll try to shoot the guy.
Okay. Yeah, you're top of the queue, so yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. I don't know how much you want to take off. So my total is +1, +1. Okay, +2, 17 total.
Yeah, no, that'll do it. Yeah, so Roman. And yeah, at this point, you're close enough, and yeah, there's some ambient light, so yeah, you're
8.
not at any particular penalty.
8.
8 points.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, but this guy just shot a guy in front of you. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna see if his morale breaks, but he he's literally performed a crime in front of you. So, but what he does do is after you shoot him, yeah, he begins retreating back down deeper into the mine. Like he turns and he's still got his rifle pointed back at you guys, but yeah, he's basically trying to pull back deeper into the cave to get away from you.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Can-
he's not
can-
going to surrender because then he'll hang.
And when I'll just move a little bit, try to follow him, and I'll shoot again when I have the chance.
Okay. In the meantime,
Mhm.
Pete and the doctor are closing up on you and Brock. The marshal is going forward as well to kind of see. So basically, you've got an escort of 2 guys on you, doctor, as you get to these 2. Which one are you going to treat first?
Which one is worse at this point?
Worse looking or
Well,
No,
I have I have 2 arrows, and probably Brock has a bone.
he's got a fractured
yeah.
fractured arm. Yeah. So
Well, I'll
I was
start.
mauled by a bear. I'm dying.
Yeah.
that's
even
true.
worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Well, and
Brock.
Brock is older, so probably is going to die sooner, so I'll go to Brock first.
All right. All right. You get to
Okay.
Brock.
I
Roll
rolled
me
15. Let me
Actually,
add
I'm
my
almost
medicine.
dying. That's true.
18, 19 with the bonus.
All right,
Because I have
let's
my
look
medical
at,
bag, of course.
All right. Is this a true hard? No, it is not. Roll a 1d6.
A 1.
Okay. You give Brock 1 point back, but more importantly, Brock, you don't have the -2 penalty. So yeah, basically once you see his arm,
Nice.
yeah, you basically splint the arm a little bit and get it, a field dressing at least.
Oh, I just realized I'm the cleric of the group.
Yes, you are. You're the moral center and the healer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Pete
going to
is
do
going.
RV next.
Pete takes a pot shot at the guy, but you can tell his heart's probably not in it, Doc, just because you're close by, and you see that he's more keeping an eye on you than what he's doing. So yeah, he more or less just makes sure he's not going to shoot one of the posse and just clips a bullet out. And then the marshal takes a shot, and because he's not much of a gun guy, apparently he is not going to do any better. Also, the guy's like running deeper into a dark cave, so it's kind of a difficult shot anyway. So that's where we find ourselves at the end of the round. So Davis, you're
Yes,
up.
I'm following the other guy and shooting.
Okay. So yeah, you stay on him.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You can keep right on his heels if you don't let up.
Yeah.
So yeah, roll it.
Okay. Yeah, +2. Yes. So this time 15.
15. Okay.
Mhm.
Yep, that will hit.
And the damage. Oh, what the hell? A D4 here. 8 again.
8. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, you clip him good. And now, yeah, you hear him groan, and you can hear him kind of sliding against the wall.
And I'll just shout, "Give up, man!"
And you see him take you hear a match strike, and he's like, "Ain't got no quit in me."
Oh,
and then you hear the the particular hiss of a fuse.
oh well, they'll just turn around. They'll just start running and say, "Get out of here!" to the others.
All right, roll me a avoidance roll for agility.
Okay, so 14 or less. 11.
Okay.
Made it.
You take 3 points of damage just
Oh.
from when the dynamite goes off. It kind of buffets you against the wall a
Oh,
little bit.
okay.
But yeah, if you had been in the middle of it, you would have taken 12.
Yeah. Oof.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, 12 points of damage. So yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
And yeah, at that point, yeah, you hear the whole place kind of shake a little bit, and yeah, you hear crumbling rocks here and there, and someone deeper in, said, screaming like, "You dumb bastard!"
Oh, so that guy wasn't still the. Oh. That wasn't Bar.
That was not Bar, it appears,
Oh.
or if it was, there's at least someone else. So. And yeah, the
No.
marshal does confirm that there were 3 people that he hired from the guy at the general store.
Yes, and now I'm in really bad shape. I'm on the floor, bleeding quite
I
a
will
bit.
take care of you.
Okay.
Okay, I roll the 10 with all my bonus. It's 13. It's a 15.
15. Yes, that's it. So yeah, roll a 1d6 for his.
It's a 1 again. Don't give
Thank
back.
you.
Okay, you get a point back.
Yeah, yay.
They're useless. The cleric is
Yeah, the cleric is a level 1 cleric.
Yeah, Pete at this point is like, Court, bring the damn lantern.
Is the way blocked?
That's what it's hard to tell at the moment,
don't know.
Okay.
and that's why
Way out.
Pete is wanting the lantern. He's sort of staying on that side. He is putting himself between you guys and whatever might be deeper in the cave. So he's showing some courage at least. And yeah, he wants Court to bring the lantern up so that you can see whether it's safe to proceed or not. The good news is after the initial, falling rocks and whatnot, you're not hearing any sliding rock or any grumbling, so, but that, any particular shock like that could cause something to shift later. So yeah,
Okay.
nobody feels great about being here at the moment. Court does come up with the lantern and the guy, and the prisoner is like, "What the hell? What'd y'all do?"
Well, he blew him up himself.
Yeah, Pete's like, "Maybe you should just shut up, buddy." Now, here, Court, hand me that lantern, and if that guy moves, plug him. This isn't a game anymore. and yeah, he shines the lantern down, and yeah, you could see that. Yeah, that basically there's been a shift, and there's a bunch of gravel in the corridor, but it is still possible to kind of work your way deeper in. And he's like, "Well, what do you think? Do we go deeper, or do we just smoke this bastard out?"
Let's smoke him out. Because Davies and Brooke are in conditions of going nowhere.
Yeah, the marshal nods at that, and he's like, "Bar, if you're still down there, this is your one and only chance to come out peacefully. We're gonna start burning things in this tunnel."
Let's give him a bit of his own poison.
Yeah. Yeah, he smiles at that and he's like, "You ought to know how that feels. We'll see if you can take it as well as you dish it out." Now he's like really happy that he's got he's got a
Let's
moral
hope.
high ground to basically smoke this guy.
Let's just hope he doesn't have a way out of the. But if he did, he probably was running away. Not.
Yeah, Pete's like, well, that's then we need to get to high ground just in case.
Mhm.
And then basically the marshal and court start gathering stuff. They get the prisoner out and start gathering a bunch of bric-a-brac and wood and stuff from the area and piling it up and just basically starting a fire at the start of the tunnel. And after a few, are you guys Davids and Brock? Are you guys mobile still?
Yeah, more or
Can I
less,
try to
yes.
heal?
I can
Can I
move.
try to heal them again or not?
Gotcha. Yeah, you can make another roll.
Okay, so I'm going to make another
Because
one.
it's going to take about a half hour or so
Yeah,
to get
I'm gonna
everything
take
set
another
up.
one on Davis.
Okay.
Better. I rolled a 15, so it's a
Okay.
19. Now let's go with the D6. That one is the problem. Okay, now is a 4.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay, now
Life-giving
better.
energies. She
Yeah.
takes out a bottle marked laudanum and pours it on you, and it's like magic. You're like, oh, I
Magic.
feel so much better now.
And I'm gonna do the same for Brooke.
Put me back in, coach. I got it.
Okay. Oh, for this one is a good roll. It's a 21, but let me just check. Okay, 5.
And that's for Brock.
Maybe I'm
Yeah.
not dying. Maybe.
Now I feel better. I'll just wait the other asshole out.
Yeah. In the meantime, Pete is up the side of the hill, and he's looking to see if the smoke is coming out anywhere else. And there are a few whiffs here and there, so you think that they're more than a few little crevices and stuff, but whether or not any of them are big enough for a person to get out of. So what are you guys going to be doing now that you're patched up a bit?
Okay, I'll try one of the crevices to see if he's getting out.
Roll me a survival. We'll treat this like a
Okay.
tracking roll.
16.
Okay. You and Pete both.
No,
sort
sorry,
of-
15.
Oh, gotcha. You and Pete kind of are doing the same sort of thing. And you do notice that there is one place that there's a little bit of smoke, and then there's a little more, and then a little more.
Okay.
And a few seconds later, you hear, a boom as something blows out the side of the hole. And at that point, a few moments after the dust clears from that, you see a kind of a guy run out the entrance. Yeah, and almost immediately things start collapsing on the hill. So just for fun, roll me a agility avoidance roll to make sure that doesn't knock you over.
Okay, agility 14. Let me see. 7. Yeah, made it.
Okay. Nice. All right. So you it kind of caves over to the left hand side of you, but you are not in the affected area. Pete is not so lucky. He has to dance around a little bit to avoid falling in. So he ends up kind of grabbing onto the side of a sinkhole that's developing and pulling himself up. But you get a shot at the guy as he is running off.
So 17.
Yes, that will hit.
Okay, and damage 11 damage.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you clip him good, and he falls down, and he kind of is pulling himself along for a minute, but then he looks up and sees you popping your shotgun open and putting in new shells, and he, he puts up, puts up his hands, one of which is very, very bloody because he just touched his back to see
Hmm.
how bad it was, and yeah, you can see the fight's gone out of him.
Well, Bar, finally we meet, and I'll approach him and I'll shout to the other one, "He's here, guys."
All right, yeah, Marshall
is
and
he the
everybody
guy?
else will heading that way. Yeah,
Huh?
you get over there. That is the man that you saw in the bar.
Yeah, it's him.
The marshal's like, well, you're under arrest. John Barr, you're under arrest for 2 counts of murder, a count of claim jumping. He starts listing off the various counts that he's going to throw at this guy. You're to be held in the jail until the circuit judge can deal with the dispensation of your case. Do you have anything to say? And yeah, he just sort of spits some blood. Like, and the marshal gives him a look like fair enough. And yeah, court, hogties this guy as well. Yeah, so the final butcher's bill, not that anybody's going in there to look, is 2 down, 1 prisoner, and Barr taken into custody.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, just on our way back, I just want, if we go the same way where we killed the bear, I just want to take the bear with me, or at least,
Gotcha.
or at least try to, for so it's easier. I'll try to get him out, not to weigh as much, and I just want to take the the fur and the head with me.
Yeah. As you're going back, it's the sun's getting down, and the marshal's like, yeah, we can make camp here. And,
Okay,
yeah,
so
you can clean the bear and whatnot.
yeah.
I think you've earned that.
Yeah, to take him with
So
me.
yeah, you make camp for the night.
Mhm.
And let's see.
Oh, we have to take turns, right?
Well, I mean, you got prisoners, so yeah.
Yeah, probably it's
Not
best.
a bad
It's
idea.
better. Yeah.
Both prisoners. Oh yeah, by the way, medicine woman, do you want to roll to patch up Barr?
Yeah.
It's purely optional.
Yeah. So that he can hang properly. Yeah, I
Right.
rolled an 18, so I passed. And I rolled a 6.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
there
you
you
roll
go.
a
You do your
so.
best
Thank
work.
you.
He's about to slip away, and you're like, no, you stay. You've never
You got to
given
go
up
to
on anything.
jail.
Yeah, you've never given up on anything in your life. Now, fine. So yeah, you patch him up. He's the fight's out of both of these guys. Yeah, you presume, and so but yeah, it's all the same during the night. You guys are, trying to deal with, trying to make sure you're not going to get snuck up on by anything else, because there's at least some sort of bear in the area, right?
Yes.
And of course you're cleaning the carcass, right? So roll
Yes.
me a survival for that. And bear meat is edible.
Oh, 19.
Just ask the Japanese. So yeah, you get the carcass cleaned up pretty well, and yeah, you have some bear stew.
Oh yeah.
For the evening.
Some meat.
Yeah. And beans, of
and
course.
beans and coffee.
They make beans. Yeah. Yeah. Pete, waits the evening out, and when it's finally your turn, Harvey, he agrees to stay up a little later with you.
Okay, thank you.
He's like, I given to understand that you haven't given any more consideration to the disposition of those coins.
Oh, what about that? What do you want to know about the coins? What's your business with
Well,
the coins?
my boss is arrived in town freshly, and it's my understanding that he was going to negotiate with you about its return. And look, it's none of my business. Well, it's partially my business, but you don't want those coins any longer than you have to have them. And he will take one of them out of his pocket. They're a
Hmm.
bit of a burden,
Burden for who?
whoever's holding them.
I don't like people entering my home and
No, I get that.
stashing things.
No, I get that. And don't you think the guy that made that mistake's paid for it? Why should anyone else have to continue suffering here?
Well, at least I want to keep one for like a trophy. The
Now
rest I don't
that-
care.
I think my boss would agree to that.
Joining the cult.
But I'll tell you this, and he holds his up, I would give anything to get rid of this thing. And one day, maybe I'll find something that's worthy of it. But you don't cash these in easily.
I don't want to cash it in. I just won for as a trophy. The other ones, I'll give them to your boss or whatever he wants.
He thinks about that, and he's like, I will let him know you said that. I think he will be very glad to hear that.
I don't care about, well, I care about money, but money brings more trouble than anything else.
Money is indeed a lot of trouble, but these coins, they're not even money anymore. They're something else. So, just think about that. You're in possession of what, 23?
26.
You're in possession of a lot more of those coins than anyone would ever want.
Well,
One is a burden. I've got to imagine that is going to be more than anybody should bear.
well, I just want to be left alone. So
And you've got the box as well, I take it.
yes.
Okay. Well,
Tell him I'll just keep one as a trophy. The other ones I'll give them back.
I think he'll be very glad to hear that. Well, with that done, if you want to turn in, I can keep watch, or
We're
Yeah.
getting all friendly with Pete, right? I'm trying to figure out if I can tell him the truth about my sister and see his reaction, but I'm not gonna do it today.
okay.
I'll
Yeah,
ju-
if you're keeping an eye on Pete,
Watching him.
there's a chance
I'm
that you
keeping
can
an eye on
overhear
him.
this.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on him. Yes.
Well, then, yeah, roll me a toughness roll to see an avoidance roll to see if you if you can stay up.
Yeah. Oh, I think I passed because of course
Yeah.
my toughness is 9, but I rolled a 2.
Okay, yeah. So basically, yeah, you know that something's up. So whenever Pete is awake, you try to stay awake, and yeah, you kind of can arrange to pretend to be
Mhm.
sleeping and overhear this exchange.
and then I'll try to sleep after that.
Okay. Then yeah, next morning comes and you guys make it back into town with your
Yeah.
uh,
Prisoners, bear.
prisoners, and yeah, no misadventures along the way. Maybe a snake or something, but you deal with them. And yeah, the marshal takes them both in. There's a lot of discussion with the young kid about whether or not he knew what he was hired on to do. And since he never actually shot at any member of the posse or anything like that, the marshal's considering what if anything to charge him with. But the marshal does tell you that the circuit judge should be in town in just a couple of days. So he's given all this, Mr. Davis, David's, I'm of the opinion that I will recommend for your incident to be declared a self-defense or defense property shooting. I haven't seen you
Great.
behave in a manner of the kind of cold man that would just shoot a man in cold blood,
Yes.
even though he's seen you like charge people with a shotgun. But they were all
In
bad.
self-defense, yes, they're
Right,
all
they were
bad.
all bad.
Justified.
Okay, so day or two goes by. Anything you guys are doing in preparation before the circuit court gets here, or anything you want to do in town?
I'll just prep the bear skin like a suit, and I'll try to
okay.
put myself inside and try to scare the little. But what is his name?
Oh,
The son of the Jesus.
Tommy.
Tommy,
Tommy.
yes, yes.
Oh yeah.
I'll try to hide on the corner and suddenly jump him with the bear skin.
He sees you, and for a second he acts surprised, but then he brings up his little wooden pistol and starts making bang bang noises. He's like, "Wow, that is great, Mister. Is there anything you can't shoot?"
Do you want it?
The whole thing?
Yes, and I'll give him the bear skin.
Wow. Yeah, he basically, wears it around and whatnot. And finally, him and his mom settle with making it a bearskin rug in front of the fireplace. And he takes up a position there every night, reading stories and pretending to be wrestling the bear and things like that. So yeah, you made a friend for life by giving him the bear skin.
And Pete Boss, does he contact us or?
Yeah, he will. Yeah.
Okay.
Laura, for her part, looks like is a pretty good nurse.
Mhm.
So yeah, she starts helping you. For right now, you're just sort of making visits to people,
Mhm.
and they've got you a little place that you can set up next to the marshal's office. But
They were fixing
they
it
are
up,
working.
right?
Yeah, they're working on building it up into kind of a little, not a surgery, but a decent doctor's office. And so they're getting your input on what all that entails and what they might need to order and things. So with each train arriving, you get a little more of the kit that's necessary. And then, yeah, the day the circuit court judge arrives, so does another man who comes into your little burgeoning office. And it's like, I'm here to see Dr. Reynolds.
That's me.
He's a tall, blonde guy, kind of lean but muscular. And yeah, he asked Laura if he could have some privacy to discuss something personal with the doctor. And she just sort of gives you a look like, "Is that okay?"
No, so
Yeah, you send her down to the general store to get you guys some candy or refreshments or something. He shows you his little silver badge. Tom Sawyer, ma'am, United States Secret Service, which is a real thing that actually.
Yes.
He actually did write a book where he was a grown-up Secret Service agent. I've been asked to look in on your mission and see how things are progressing.
Oh, well, seems like I'm a bit, I'm feeling a bit suspicious of telling him things, considering what I discovered, right? That they may be lying to me. So, Well, I'll tell him about the guy that that died. That was one of them. So the
Given to
guy
understand that,
killed.
yeah, he's his I wrote in with the circuit judge, so rode in on the train with the circuit judge, so that is going to be taken care of. Is there anything you need in terms of support for what you're doing? I was not greatly briefed about what's going on.
He
It's my
wasn't briefed?
understanding you're identifying some
Okay.
fugitives.
I'm going to go. Can I do a roll maybe to have a good feeling about him? Like if I can, it's Tom Sawyer after all. So now I'm thinking that maybe I can
Yeah.
trust him or not.
He's got mean pride. No,
Uh,
sorry, that's today's Tom Sawyer.
yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
old Tom Sawyer, who knows? Yeah, Rome. Yeah.
Mhm.
What do you think?
I'm thinking. I have persuasion, but that's not really it, right? Well, I do have commanding presence, but this
Okay.
gives me bonus on persuasion. So I'll talk to him, but I'll try to get a feel on what kind of
Okay.
person he is. Oh, and of course I have a shitty roll because I rolled a 2, so.
He's shifty. That's the one thing you can tell. Like
Okay.
he's got a thick Mississippi accent, and you can tell that he's calculating.
Mhm.
You're not sure if maybe he had a really rambunctious and you know, chancer type friend who maybe went down the Mississippi with a slave
Mhm.
and, you know, ran into it. No, he seems kind of shifty and whatnot. You put some of that up to the fact that more or less he's a spy in a
Mhm.
way. But also you think it's kind of interesting that a Mississippi person is in the Secret Service, because it is very close to the war, and you're like, huh? Like, you know, like how does that work?
That is strange. And I'll ask him, so what were you doing during the war?
Well, mostly sitting at a fort.
Sorry.
Oh, the
Okay,
menfolk are gone. Hey, he
Okay.
said mostly I was sitting in a fort.
In a fort? What fort?
Fort Dix, in New York City, or in New York. Hey, one sec, on New York City.
But you're from the south.
Yeah, yes, but well, you know, brother versus brother, as it were.
Well, I'll tell him some stuff. So I guess I will tell him about the incident. Do you know how I was involved on this?
No, again, like I say, I was very lightly briefed. I was told that
So I
you
will I will
you
tell
knew your
him.
mission, and I was just to
Right. So
supply and support.
I will tell him my mission. I'll tell him about my sister and all that. I won't tell him about Pete. I will just tell him about the guy that Davis shot and identified as one of them.
So they're hanging your sister's release over you to do this,
Yes.
but you're not involved in any of this conspiracy.
No.
That's not very good. That's not very nice play of them.
Yeah, well, your bosses, you know. So I know that some of them are around here. One of them was shot, and I've heard that their boss is coming to town or is in town, but I don't know who he is.
Do you show him the picture?
Yeah, I'll show him the picture.
I know who that is. That's they were a special unit of kind of generalists that ran around doing odd jobs and such for various generals. I suppose if to the extent that the Confederacy had something like the Secret Service, these guys would have been in it. That man there is Simon Walgate.
Mhm.
And he points to one of the men, and the guy, you know, in the picture, you know, the guy looks kind of pale, but he tells you that, yeah, from all descriptions, the guy is not quite an albino, but he's got pure white hair since he was a boy, and instead of having, you know, super pale skin, what he has is kind of bronze skin. He looks like he's just had a suntan his whole life. He's not a mulatto, as far as we can tell. Maybe he's got some sort of foreign blood in him, but yeah, he's an interesting one. Nobody knows exactly where he came from. No birth certificate. His army records were burned before the Appomattox courthouse. So we don't know a whole lot about him or his group. Have you been able to identify any of the others in town yet?
No, not yet. I'm not gonna tell him about Pete. But I'm going to tell him, okay, what I discovered in the journal. Well, meanwhile, I was doing some research, and I'll tell him that the story that they told me about the fire that they started doesn't actually match with what was reported.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, he looks at
something else is happening that they're not telling me.
He looks at the journal and he's like, some of these are very interesting pairings. Like this person, you know, like there are at least 3 sets of people where people that were earlier in the book and struck out were killed by people that are later in the book and struck out. And he you know, mentions that, you know, maybe the 4th pair would be your senator and your sister.
Hmm.
Do you think she's capable of that?
I don't know what my sister is capable of. Apparently, she killed a man. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm
if he's
saying.
involved.
Is there any reason in your experience with her to think that she did that?
Not that I know of. It's like she's a completely different person.
He
Why
nods.
she's involved on this? Well, but she didn't. She never told me that she didn't do it. She just said that she didn't want to talk about it.
Well, I will be in town at least to observe the disposition of this particular case with your co-employee and certify that at least you've got one to your credit. And then I'm on another mission for a few weeks and should be coming back this way in that time.
What should we do
However,
about the boss if he's in town?
oh, if the boss is here in town, then maybe I can move things around if you need me. I'm mostly here, as I say, to see what you might need to further further your ambition here.
Well, I'm not gonna kill him, that's for sure.
Do you need me to apprehend him?
If you want to. Well, I was told to identify them, or yes, I was basically told to identify him. So I'm telling you that you're my contact, that he's in town.
Okay, yeah. If you can put me within, yeah. If you can give me a location or something, I will take this guy into custody gladly.
I will try.
Well, then I will be, and he tells you, you know, I'll be over at the same hotel that you probably just left. I'll be at the hotel next to the stockyard, the Coachman. If you need me, call for me there. And then, yeah, he tips his hat to you. And by then, Laura's come back with some treats. And yeah, he tips his hat to her too as he walks out. She's like, he's handsome. Who is he?
Oh, behave, lady.
She smiles, but demurely.
Well, I'm gonna go and try to find Pete.
Mom says that you can look at the wares as long as you don't take him.
Yeah, don't try to get any strange ideas.
All right, Brock. Anything you're doing in the midtime? You don't. we need to get you a subplot, I guess.
Try not to die because.
Yes, the problem is.
That's a very good point. Yeah,
lazy.
you're laid up for a bit. So yeah, you and Painter is laid up. So yeah, it's going to be a few unproductive days for the crew. But all right, Davis, your circuit court appearance comes up, and sure enough, they just sort of, he holds court at the marshal's office, and people crowd in, that are interested.
Mm-hmm.
And in your case, they have to open up the windows and such because there's a couple of reporters from other cities and stuff here and whatnot. And then there's people outside. So there's literally a guy listening to what's going on and then turning and telling the crowd what's going on with this whole thing. So you're apparently like a little minor celebrity for this shooting.
I just want to be left alone. Oh, God damn it.
And so, and they're like, all right, we're going to get our two best lawyers in. Abraham Lincoln. He's dead.
Vampire Hunter.
Yeah. The ghost of Abraham Lincoln. So yeah, the two lawyers go at it, so to speak. You've not met your defense attorney until like 10 minutes before the trial, but
it's a little Tom with his bear skin.
Yeah, the marshal, the marshal makes a good standing about how he looked the area over. Everything seems to be okay. They call Pete up to the stand, and because he was a friend of the guy, and he explains his theory that it was just a misunderstanding, and that the guy thought that he was going to a different house while he was drunk, and and he was almost certainly loaded at the time. And then they ask him, is that common? He's like, sure, yeah, it was with this guy. And at one point he almost said, he's like, I'm not sure why he entrusted him with anything that important. And then they ask him who he meant, and he's like, oh, it's not relevant to the case.
Okay, it's a figure of speech.
Yeah, and there's some tussling about that, but yeah, soon after that, and you think they stretch it out a little bit because there's a crowd here. So each of the lawyers is kind of playing to the crowd a little bit, maybe to get elected for something, and maybe just to make the papers.
Yeah, working the crowd. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but finally the gavel bangs, and you are found. You're found to bear no criminal. You are not to be indicted, and yeah, the arraignment goes no further.
Okay.
The judge thanks you for your appearance. And then after people start clearing out, he thanks you for freeing the world of one more rapscallion.
Anytime you want, I'll do that.
And then yeah, later that day, Bar comes up, and yeah, sure enough, it does not take long. I think probably all three of you end up getting called as witnesses, and then yeah, he is to be taken. He is to be taken from the jail and hung from the neck until dead. May God have mercy on his soul. And because they don't fuss around a whole lot with appeal processes and such in the territories, yeah, the very next day you guys get to see him stretched out on the very tree under which you blew a man's hand off.
Okay. So it's
And
yeah.
and you know, that poor guy is there as well, you know, Hard Luck Hank, and he gives you a wide berth. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna get too close to him during the hanging.
Okay.
Next few days, it comes out that in fact the mine that all this was over didn't have much in the way of gold at all, but it might have a decent seam of silver. So there's some legal haranguing over who might have good title to it, and then finally a cousin of Cletus comes forward and you know, basically puts it up for auction. So the next day, there's big wigs and stuff bidding for the silver mine. And yeah, so that's the most drama the town's seen in a while. And when it dies down, you guys are at a saloon one day, and yeah, sure enough, a very tall man with long, lanky white hair saddles up and is like, "Is this seat taken?"
Oh, be my guest.
He sits down. He's got very bronze skin. His eyes are kind of flaked with gold, like hazel eyes. But yeah, this guy's got a weird magnetism to him. Like, he looks very strange, but everything in his voice and everything has got kind of a you feel like you already know him sort of guy.
Okay. And do you want to drink something? I'm buying.
No, I insist on buying whatever you're having. And then he orders a whiskey neat. And
so
he
Pete
tells me that you've come around to returning the coins to their proper place.
Yeah, I just want as a trophy. I don't care for the coins or whatever they represent. I'll just keep one as a trophy. And I'll put
Pete tell you what that means?
No, I don't know, and I don't want to know. And I'll put the box on top of the table, and I'll remove one coin and put it on the
Make me another wisdom save. Not wisdom, wit save. Yeah.
Wit, so 10 or less. 2, yes, made it.
Okay. Yeah, again, when you pick up the coin, you feel like there's some sort of, you feel briefly like someone's walking near your grave, if not over it.
Okay.
And yeah, you put the coin away
in the pocket. Yes, in the pocket.
And yeah, and he looks at the coins, for a few moments, and he's got the box open, and you can see the gold kind of shining on his face. And
so it's 25 coins. They were 26. I took one, so 25 coins.
And yeah, he closes the lid on it. Welcome to the game.
Sorry?
Welcome to the game.
What do you mean?
Coin is yours.
Well, I told you I just want the coin as a trophy, nothing else. I don't want to play games. I would just, as I'm telling everybody, I just want to be left alone.
You will be as left alone as you can be. I will not come for you. That's not how this works.
Is there anyone else entering my home uninvited?
No, not by my command or at my insistence. Nor will I cross your pathway without invitation. This I pact with you.
Well,
also, I will not go anywhere close to the fine Crest family or their homestead, unless, again, invited to do so. And I will pass peacefully as long as I am not subject to harm.
Okay, I'm buying it. What the hell is going on? Tell me.
These coins, they're markers in a game. As long as you're holding one, you're involved. The only way to get out is to perform a service for me that is adequate to have me accept the coin back.
And what this service might be.
Well, that's interesting because you're the first person that's ever gotten one of these coins that hasn't done something that I haven't done something for. So I'm leaving you alone at your request. So at some point, you'll have to leave someone alone at my request, I suppose. And when
then
you've done that, then I will take the coin away and you will not be in the game anymore.
Okay, fair enough. I can do that.
But Mr. Davids, we have plenty of time for this to play out. There's no reason to rush.
Yes, as long no one bothers me, it's okay.
Very well then. And he stands up, pays the bill, nods to you, and walks out with his coins.
Yeah. Have a nice day. And I stare at the coin. The coin has any? Well, it's the first time I'm looking at the coin. It's there.
Yeah, it's a Confederate. It's a Confederate gold coin. They're worth about $25. So yeah, it's a pretty expensive coin. But yeah, there's nothing
special.
They look like they look like they've come right out of the mint, basically.
Okay, I'll put the coin again in the pocket and I'll end up drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that resolves itself. In the meantime, Dr. Reynolds, you know that the guy's in town. So
first, I want to talk to Pete, so I'm going to look for him.
Okay, yeah, it's not hard to find him around the stockyard, although he doesn't actually work there. Like, again, no one knows what he does, but he's always hanging out around the stockyard and the trail hands. And you do know that he did come in with a bunch of trail hands that led in a whole bunch of cattle a few weeks back now, or several weeks back now. But yeah, you find him there. He's like, Doctor?
Hi, Pete. Can we talk?
Always. What can I do you for, Doc?
Are we private? I guess it'll be a place where nobody hears us.
Oh, do you have somewhere in mind? If not, I can.
Let's go to my office.
Lead on.
That's better.
And you lead him, but you're pretty sure he's very well aware of where your office is. So yeah, he comes in, sits on the examination table.
And I'll send Laura to do an errand if she's there.
Oh, you're going to tell her to get lost, or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you send her for errands. She's getting used to the fact that occasionally you think that she associates it with, talk about adult stuff. Like she assumes that as soon as you leave, like the guy's like, I've got the weirdest thing on, like, okay, show me. Like, okay, that's gonna have to come out. So yeah, she gives you kind of a look and then goes to get something from the general store.
So I'm gonna tell him, so Pete, well, you seem like a nice guy.
I try to be.
So remember when you told what was the name of my sister? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, you're asking me, not him?
Yes, I'm asking you, Game Master.
Oh, something with a J.
Jane.
I think Jane. No, no,
Jane.
because
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
Jane. No, it's not Jane, because I'm Jane.
No,
But it's something with a
Juliet.
Judy. Judy. It's something with a J. I think it's Judy. Yeah. Well, remember the other day when you asked me about Jude? No, I'm going to. When I told you about when you asked me about Judy Reynolds.
yes.
Well, actually, I lied. She is my sister.
Yeah, I mean, the resemblance probably gave it away.
She's the reason why I had to come here.
Oh, I see.
And well, I
Is
ever heard.
Walgate the one that sent you?
Was Volga the one that sent me? I don't remember.
No, Walgate is the leader of his group.
Ah, okay. No. I guess
Yeah,
it's
you
probably the
were
other
sent by
side.
Hiram C. Whitley of the American Secret Service.
Probably from the other side. So it was someone from the Secret Services. They told me if I find you guys, my sister would be free. But but I understand that I know enough to know that they didn't tell me anything. And I overheard your conversation with David the other day about your boss and some coins. So can you please explain to me what the hell is going on here?
He takes out a gold coin and kind of, spins it in his fingers.
And I tell him I have the notebook from the other guy. Don't remember the name.
Yeah, sharpshooter or he shooter
Straight
tried to keep track of the position of the game a little too much for his own good. What these are markers. They've had many forms over the years. Denarius's, old bones, whatever made sense in their context. But they're markers of a very powerful individual that if he intercedes in your life, his shadow falls over yours until you can get rid of what you owe him.
Like a demon.
In a way, but probably not the exact word I'd use. The man's kind of tripped around over the years from conflict to conflict, and as it happens, he found his way into the one I was in, the War of Northern Aggression. And it saved my life. And now, until I can find a way to repay him, and he holds up the coin, I'm stuck with this.
So that is your boss.
Well, he was in the war. Now he's just whatever you call someone that holds something over you.
And what does my sister have to do with this? Because apparently you seem to know her.
He did a favor for her, and I can only guess that to repay that favor, she shot your center friend, or the center that you mentioned.
So means that she's free, she just needs to get out of jail.
Well, I suspect she probably is not going to ask him to do that for her.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to clear her bill and to give her coin back, she had to shoot the man that she got it from.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's unfortunate. I liked your sister in the brief time I met her. So,
Do I know if my sister was ever in the war? So I was like, how the hell did you know her? Not that I know of, right?
oh no, I spent some time in Boston after the war on things that we do. And in that time, I knew that there were other people that held markers. we meet up from time to time, talk shop, see if anyone's figured out a way to repay their debt. Last time I saw her, she seemed very in over her head. I don't think she had the coin longer than a month or two.
So why don't you just kill? Well, someone just kills him.
That would definitely not get you the ability to hand your coin back.
Hmm.
You have to serve his needs to get rid of your coin.
Well, someone
Not
else
the
that
other
is
way.
not someone else that is not there. So what is immortal?
I don't know if immortal is the word, but he certainly lived a very long time.
Hmm.
And I've seen him shot before, and he bleeds like any other man. There's a thing he can do. He calls it folding. But yeah, he can. There are things that happen, and that when he wants them to, they don't happen anymore. As though they never happened, right? He pulls the rug back and pushes it in a different direction. If he has to do that for you, you get a coin for sure.
Well, I don't want anything to do with him.
Ideally, no.
What would
But
happen if I just point the Secret Service into his direction and let them handle it? It will not be my problem anymore.
well, that's probably the
Immediately.
safest. That's probably the safest thing for you to do. And maybe whatever trouble that follows from there, I'll get an opportunity to get rid of my coin.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's probably something that I will try to do. There's a guy in town, his name Tom Sawyer.
He's staying outside of town.
Yeah,
He's
outside
staying.
of town.
He's staying at Mortimer Green's homestead.
He's talking about his boss, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, I never told you this. We never had this
No,
conversation.
no. Well, I guess it is a very for the description I got from him, he stands out, right?
Oh, he's very tall. They call him Tall Sam for a
Yeah.
reason. He's 6'5",
So that's what I want
bronze
to do.
skin, white hair,
I'll just
strange
point
looking
into the
eyes.
the Secret Service guy, and I will consider that my job done. They didn't tell me. They just told me to find you guys. Perfectly your boss. So thank you. Thank you for trusting me.
He nods. Well, I got the measure of your lot. You seem like upstanding people, and I'm trying to get away from conflict any more than I have to.
Mhm.
Well, thanks, Doc, and good luck. If you need help breaking your sister out, if
Well,
this
I'm
doesn't
hoping
work,
they tell me. Yeah, I'm
let me
hoping they
know.
let her go. If not, I may have to go there and just get
I've
her
always
later
wanted to
because
take a
last night-
shot at a bank, or always wanted to take a shot at a jailbreak. Middle of Boston, that should be fun.
She's supposedly not in jail. She's in a safe house.
Even better. Yeah, let me know. Arrangements can be made.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to tell the guy where Tall Sam is.
Okay, you get up with Sawyer on his way out, and he's like, okay. No problem. Yeah, I'll head over there right now.
Gonna end up with a coin. Yeah. Are you sure you want to go by yourself? The guy's dangerous.
I'm pretty good with a rifle, but I'll talk to the marshal. But thank you for the tip. I'll pass along that you made it. I sent forward a telegram already that you've been working. You've been doing good work here to be a civilian and a woman, and that they gave you absolutely no backing on all this, which I will keep my opinion. I will keep my opinion between them and myself, but I don't think they've done very fairly by you. But maybe we get this over with if I go out there tonight. And yeah, he hops out of the office. So yeah, again, the marshal is like, hey, we need a posse to go after a fugitive, and he's asking for volunteers at the city. Not a lot of folks, fired up when he tells them that it's basically a Confederate war criminal. There's a lot of stares at each other and people banging up old ghosts. But a few trickle of people come. Any of you guys gonna take?
It's a
Yeah, they're
possibility.
gonna need a doctor, right? So
Okay, yeah. So you'll come along, all right?
Yeah. And I'll go too.
Okie doke.
Let's die there. Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah, let's die finally. You have to die. at some point.
you're looking
All right.
well, Brock.
So you guys go out to Mortimer Green's place, and yeah, sure enough, the tall Sam is there. They call him out, and he's there under an assumed name. Basically, everyone in town knows him as Jacob Fuller. But yeah, the marshal's like, Simon Walgate, I'm here to help serve a warrant on behalf of the United States Secret Service. And and Sawyer announces who he is, and Walgate walks out onto the porch like, so Secret Service has come, has it? Tom Sawyer, you say? I do say. Come along, you'll be treated fairly. If you make a problem, I think you can see that there's more than a few people here to answer for that. And Walgate gives him a look. And yeah, then you feel this weird inky feeling flow over the whole crowd. And yeah, like now it's just you guys standing there. Like the whole rest of the crowd just disappears, and yeah, there's like this sort of heat effect, come off the ground, and yeah, the posse is gone, and it's just you guys there, and there is a book. There's a book on the ground a few feet from you, where Sawyer was standing.
Oh shit. Okay, I'll pick
And
up.
then it does Tom Sawyer, Secret Service, by Mark Twain. I figured making him a fictional would be a proper dessert.
What the hell is happening?
The world has just changed, Mr. Davids.
Yes, it changed, but what the hell is happening?
He, it looks like he's about to try to say something else, but a little trickle of blood comes from one of his nostrils, and he dabs at it with a handkerchief. He's like, if you'll excuse me, I've had enough activity for the evening.
And does he vanish?
No, he just walks back inside the place. Yeah.
And everything comes to normal or stays the same?
Nope. It's just you guys standing out there. Like the crowd. When you get back to town, if you leave, well, and again, I guess that's your decision. Or what are you doing? If you get back to town, no one remembers the marshal calling for a posse or anything of that sort. Like it's just literally like there wasn't a Secret
But the
Service
marshal
dude
is
here.
there, or he didn't?
Yeah, he's in town. Yeah.
Okay.
If you
Well-
if you walk up, he's like, "Oh, good evening,
Well, I
doctor."
don't remember what happened. I know it's because we are player characters, but still,
Yeah.
Reynolds doesn't know that.
Yeah, eventually, yeah, you will work out by talking to people that none of them remember any of that occurring at all.
Oh, probably it's better for us to get him, just follow him, or what we want to do.
You're the one that has one of his coins. Did you got one of his coins now? Are you friends with him?
I'm not friends with him. I just
Do you know
Well,
how stupid
how
you
the-
are? Why did you do that?
how the hell do you know about the coins?
Because I heard, besides Pete told me, that's dangerous. That means you owe him a favor. You need to do something for him.
I don't
Get
know
rid
him.
of it. That's why my sister ends up in jail, to get rid of her coin. She killed someone. So congratulations.
I don't care about the coins. I already told him, and I'll follow him inside
You go inside the house where he
yeah,
is.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, then we'll assume that the different things occur here. So yeah,
Yes.
we'll let's backtrack to you going into the house. Yeah, you're in there, and yeah, Pete and Mortimer and a couple of other guys are sitting around a table. Each of them has the little brand on their thumb of the arrow.
do I have the brand? No.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. So I'll enter. Good evening. Where is Allgate?
Oh, he's sitting at a table. Yeah.
Ah,
Drinking.
okay, with them.
Yeah. What can I do you for, Mr. Davis? Davids.
Well, I think you have to come with me to town to see the sheriff.
Now, why would I do that?
Well, because he asked for it, for you in this case.
I think if you'll go and ask him, you'll find that he doesn't care, and that he hasn't indeed asked for me.
Well, and what happened to Mr. Sawyer?
Mr. Sawyer is a fictitious individual. He is the sole province of a man I met once in the South, who has one more book, possibly two, to his credit.
So it seems there are two factions. Is your faction and the other faction that is coming after you, right?
Well, it does seem that the Secret Service has an interest in me, but maybe I'll go back east and solve that problem.
Do I have to worry about anything about the Secret Service coming after me?
No. I suspect they're after us for something else. We had a bit of unpleasantness concerning one of the coins that required a very concerted effort on our part to reclaim some of our honor. I think they're angry at us about something we may have done in that regard.
Does this have to do anything with Dr. Reynolds' sister killing someone?
No, that's a separate thing. That was a pure in and out transaction. I helped her find a powerful rich man who would want to marry her. And then when he turned out not to be her cup of tea, or I helped a powerful rich man find her to fall for. And then when he turned out not to be a very good man, I helped her kill him.
So every transaction involves death, it seems.
Not
like.
every, but it has to be something I can't do for myself.
Well, let me get one thing straight. As I told you, I didn't know about this game. I didn't know about all these shady dealings. I only kept the coin as a trophy. But if I be forced to do something that I don't want, I'll give you the coin right now.
The last man to hold as many coins as you held at one time, well, I guess the one before that got shot, but before I had to offload them for safety's sake. The last man to hold that many coins at one time is very, very famous. Made it into the Bible, in fact.
Well,
So bad luck tends to follow people that don't honor their obligation. But again, you and I have a very strange relationship. I haven't quite done you a favor yet.
well, you can do me a favor by accepting the coin, and I'll remove the coin from my pocket. As I told you several times, and as I'm telling everyone around me, I just want to be left alone.
He puts up
I
a
don't-
hand like, I understand.
I
And
don't.
by
I
all
don't
means,
want to be. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be rich. I don't care about that.
you are a rare man, Mr. Davids. Please return the coin.
I'll return it.
Okay. He takes it back, gives it a look. You touched it several times and it never got a hold on you. Interesting. You may not be the kind of man I'm used to dealing with. Have a good night, Mr. Davids.
See you around, and I'll make a note to the others. Good evening, and I'll get out.
All right. So yeah, the next day, as like I say, it turns out that yeah, literally no one remembers the events that he changed except for you guys, and you're not quite sure why you don't, why he didn't include you guys, except maybe that he swore that he wouldn't mess with anybody from the homestead.
Okay.
And yeah, the world keeps us spinning.
And Sawyer vanished totally.
Sawyer, yeah. Whenever anyone mentions Tom Sawyer now, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, I read that book. Yeah, that was great."
Okay.
That means that he never sent a cable saying that I was investigating, so I have no contact.
Yeah, you have no current contact at all. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't really care about my sister that much at that point. I'm not. I thought that she just.
Oh, that's cold. That's cold.
I mean, she put herself into, because if she wanted to marry, she wanted a rich man. So
Seja chato. Bebê.
So, are you going to pursue this matter anymore? I guess is the question.
Well,
I will wait
personally,
to see what happens. If I have now that Tom Sawyer doesn't exist, will someone else from Secret Service come and talk to me?
Yeah, you never get another telegram or any sort of follow up or anything like that.
So, okay, the matter is closed.
So yeah, a few days later, Pete comes into your office and says, "We're headed out." And sure enough, we're going east. I think I've talked him into busting your sister out. He's going to clean up some of his messes.
Well, I wish you good luck with it. I'm not going to go to help because, well, to be honest, I'm a bit disappointed on my sister. And I'm not going to be the one cleaning up her mess anymore. So she has powerful friends, so they can go and help her.
He smiles and says, "Well, maybe I'll pay off my coin by doing so. Enjoy yourself, Doctor. I wish you luck."
Thank you.
And then, yep, 6 men with brands on their thumbs get into a car headed east, and it leaves as the sun sets on Abilene, Kansas. And I think that'll do it for Wretched Country for now.
We are awful. We destroy your We give you very, how can I say, anti, well, just bad ending.
Anti-heroic.
Yes,
Yeah.
anti-heroic thing. Well, this is Wretched, so.
Yeah,
Well,
this
yeah,
is
and,
Wretched.
and hey, sometimes the right answer is don't run full bore at the weird supernatural creature.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But hey,
Well-
you hung bar, so
we didn't have any reason to. Well, at least I didn't have any reason to go after him.
Well, I was trying to help my sister, but she put herself into that position, so
Yeah.
fuck her.
all right. Anything to announce for that you don't haven't already announced?
Not really.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching, and I guess next time we'll probably have something
You.
different.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.